everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Toku, Boston and Bellingham's only podcast about Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, and all their kaiju friends. I am your host, David Scrivani.
Brian.
Just Brian. That's you're not even I'm Brian.
I'm Brian.
Oh, yeah, maybe the I'm cut out. It just sounded like you said Brian.
Well,
which I think is, I think that's a better opening.
Either way, yeah, that's me.
Okay. First things first, apologies for the week hiatus that we took. There was good reason for it. Brian here was actually in town for PAX East, and we did get a chance to hang out, but we decided instead of watching Ultraman, we got high, played Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and watched Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
I had a significantly harder time understanding what was happening on screen while watching Lego Star Wars than I did with the Fallen Kingdom. There was so much stuff going on.
I don't know if that's points toward Jurassic World or against it. I can't tell.
Both. It cancels out.
Oh, it cancels out. Okay.
It's a nothing statement.
All right. Well,
I have not moved the needle anywhere on that movie.
Okay. We'll talk more about it in the what new cool thing are you checking out? I think.
Cool.
What?
New cool thing?
Yeah.
Not cool.
What new cool? Oh. Okay. I get you. Fair enough. But yeah, so, and also, you know, that involved Brian flying across the country. So had we actually recorded last Monday like we would have on schedule, Brian probably would have been dead from jet lag.
Yeah, I was, I got home after the flight. I got back to my house at 12:30.
Nice.
So I was, yeah.
But
and
also,
on top of that, I was also very much hungover still.
Yeah, and at that point, neither of us had finished watching Ultraman. Hell, I don't think you had even started watching Ultraman until like 2 days ago.
Nope.
So
no, I binged it all in one day.
Yeah, but we said it before we started recording. This is probably going to be a short episode. Take from that what you will, everyone. But before we start talking about it, to clarify, we are talking about the Netflix anime series Ultraman, this of which season 2 just dropped. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And then next episode, we will probably be talking about Pacific Rim the Black. But I'm getting ahead of myself because you know what, Brian? We have news.
Oh, God. I'm going to read this first story because I fucking hate it.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Okay. Well, because I'm a capital G gamer, I took it upon myself to choose to read this one. But in a surprising new crossover, it appears that Godzilla and Kong are coming to Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Warzone. More accurately, they're already in the games. I can't remember exactly what the difference is, but I know that both games have different things in them. What?
I don't know. I know that like one of them has just weapon skins and the other has like the actual like player skins.
Huh.
I don't know which because I don't
play Call of Duty
about
either.
Call of Duty.
Sorry
to all the gamers out there who listen to us, but I can't be bothered.
If our circle of people has enough people in the Call of Duty and Godzilla fandoms that crossover, I don't want to be part of it anymore.
That's fair. That's it. We're into the podcast.
Yeah, it's over. We're retiring. That being said, they do have both characters in as hazards and multiplayer maps, as well as weapon and character skins inspired by the characters from Godzilla vs. Kong, namely those two, and Mechagodzilla. What a world we live in that Godzilla is in Call of Duty. Okay. I think I understand now. But I figured that like Godzilla and Kong themselves would be like hazards in Warzone, because that's what it was like. I mean, like that's kind of the deal. Okay, like I'm very torn on this because on
Okay.
the one hand, I think it's really cool to be a human in a game with giant monsters running around, but also fucking Godzilla. And I know we've talked about it a lot that the American incarnations are not the Japanese ones, and they do not mean the same things. But Godzilla is literally anti-war, and they decided to put him in the most gun porn, I love killing people game on the fucking planet. It's so tone deaf. It is literally in the same tier of like dumb shit as the U.S. Air Force using kaiju names as like code names and
I
shit.
forgot about
It's
that.
it is
That's
literally the
funny.
same tier of fucking stupid. I mean, not the same tier, but it's up there.
Hmm.
It's up there for sure. And also on top of that, this is like an incredibly late crossover.
It really
This
is. Like the
movie is
movie came out last year. This is
yeah.
oh,
I
this is
was
this is this
talking
is over a year removed from the film's release.
I was talking to a mutual of ours, Keegan,
Hmm.
and I was saying, and him and I were talking about it, and he's like, he doesn't care. He's like, whatever, it's cool, whatever. He plays Call of Duty for fun. But anyways,
Keegan's a true gamer.
he is a true gamer. But I was saying to him like, it feels like, and he agreed with me that this crossover was like stuck in negotiations for a
Mm.
while, and it just recently got figured out.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
the biggest discourse I've seen online is people being like, "Okay, we've gotten Godzilla in fucking Fall Guys and now Call of Duty. Why can't we just get a new Godzilla game for God's sake?"
You know what else Godzilla had a crossover in?
What?
PUBG.
Oh, that's right. That was PUBG Mobile though.
Yeah, but it was still in there.
It is. It was still in the zone there, but
And it was incredibly lame.
yes, very true. But yeah, like
It was like if you took the monsters from Godzilla King of the Monsters, you turned them into like pelts and then you just wore them as capes. And that's what the skin was.
I
So,
mean, the ones for this look pretty bad too. Like I saw the one for Mechagodzilla, and it literally looks like you're wearing a Mechagodzilla onesie.
yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so it's something, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, I feel like I'd be more mad if I actually liked Call of Duty still, but Call of Duty is so far down.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
you and I were talking about it. Like, I don't think I've played a Call of Duty game since maybe Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare
yeah,
3, whichever one came out last.
the last one I like played. Well, I guess the new Modern Warfare I did, but that doesn't count.
I think I played
don't know.
Advanced Warfare at your house for like 20 minutes before I got bored.
Ugh. You know, actually, that reminds me. Last one I actually like bought, um, like the you know how I used to buy them every year because
Yeah.
I just hated myself. Well, I bought Advanced Warfare because I wanted the Call of Duty 4 remaster.
Oh yeah.
And I fell for it because they launched it
yep.
as a standalone like a year
And
later.
I got it for
And then-
free.
And I learned my lesson. I will never I still haven't bought a Call of Duty past the new Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And I probably
no.
won't.
Well, Brian, now there's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Modern Warfare 22. Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, we're spending too much time talking about goddamn Call of Duty. I'm moving on. I'm
Uh-huh.
I'm putting my foot down. Keeping with our topic today, Netflix has announced that season 3 of Ultraman will premiere at some point next year, and will actually be the final season of the show. Honestly, I don't really see any problem with this, and we'll get into that when we talk about season 2 today. But I know the manga is like still going, so I don't really know how they're gonna have this as like a finale type thing. Unless the manga is also ending at some point soon as well, but I have only read the first like 3 or 4 chapters of the manga, and there are like 17 volumes, so I'm very, very behind.
Maybe this is more of a Netflix thing. Than
It might
is
be.
the
I mean,
actual-
there is the whole Netflix's animation department basically got, shit canned a couple of weeks ago. It basically does not exist anymore, aside from stuff
Yeah.
like Big Mouth, because everybody loves Big Mouth. Yay!
Which makes me really, really sad that we probably definitely won't get Singular Point season 2
I mean, maybe because
on
that's
Netflix
not
at
like a
least.
net. Yeah, it's not. That wasn't Netflix's production. They just had the distribution rights to it.
Yeah,
So if we
distribution,
get it,
but
it'll just be like, who knows when we'll get it, basically.
true.
So-
Or it may even just be released on a completely different platform.
Yeah, I mean, who knows why? I mean,
Because
it might be.
in case there's been living under a rock, Netflix is in some deep financial trouble. So I
Mhm.
guarantee they'll be releasing some distribution rights to save
Yeah,
up on money.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if like someone like Funimation nabs it up, because I mean they already have the distribution rights for Shin Godzilla, and they're mostly an anime distribution company anyways, so it would make sense for them to grab Singular Point.
I would be perfectly okay with that because I really don't like Netflix that much, and every passing month gives me more of a reason to.
Yeah, I really
use
do
it.
find it hilarious that the reason they gave for gouging the animation studios is because they saw a down like a nosedive in subscribers. So they're like, oh, okay, let's cancel everything animated we have, because that'll definitely get us more subscribers.
Here's the thing, though, is that that's such a baffling move because
really is.
I feel like with one on the one hand, like you can't immediately attribute animation as like why you're losing subscribers. You're probably losing subscribers because you're a terrible company.
Yeah.
And people don't like how Netflix is constantly trying to raise the prices and also make password sharing impossible and stuff like that. And also the fact that they have like a trillion Netflix originals that all suck ass.
Yeah, like when Netflix first started doing originals, like they were good, and it's actually, now that I started thinking about it, it's basically like what happened with Telltale. Telltale, they had a big hit with the first season of The Walking Dead, and they just kept making stuff, and then they started losing money, and then they went bankrupt. Just like with Netflix, they had a couple of really good originals, and they just kept doing it, and now like none of them are any good, and they're losing the subscribers like there's no tomorrow.
They went with the quantity over quality
Exactly.
thing. But the problem is that like people like stuff that is good.
Yeah.
they they don't want to watch constant garbage. They just go to cable television for that.
People love Big Mouth, so they kind of do want to watch garbage.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see Netflix really recovering.
I am curious as to what this is going to mean for that animated Ultraman film that got announced a couple months ago, because I was actually very interested.
Right.
In that, but I don't know if that's like a Netflix production or if it's a distribution thing. It's probably the latter, but I don't know.
I think it's probably a distribution.
Yeah.
I doubt that it's I doubt that. I don't know. But is that what we wanted to say? We kind of went on a tangent about Netflix there.
Mean, we went on a tangent about Call of Duty.
True. I mean, it is incredibly disappointing because it feels like whenever any big streaming or like distribution conglomerate company starts to see a hit in something, they always gut animation first.
Yeah. I mean, that just links back to how no one in the fucking industry respects animation in the least.
It's wild too, because animation the last couple of years has like become incredibly popular.
It has. I mean, there was the big thing with the Academy Awards. Not that anyone fucking watched them. I sure didn't. But like when they
didn't watch.
Yeah, but when they presented the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, one of the presenters made some excuse me, I'm still a little under the weather. That's why my voice sounds like it does. But one of the presenters said something along the lines of like, "Oh, animated things are something that kids enjoy and adults have to endure. And it's like, that's not the case.
No.
Not in the least. Have you seen literally anything on Adult Swim?
Yeah. It's it's
Can't
incredibly
can't wait to go show my little 6-year-old Timmy Primal. He'll love it. It's animated, right?
Smiling Friends.
Smiling from
Just showing a 5-year-old Smiling Friends would be one of those things that they grow up with, and it'd be childhood trauma.
Probably. But yeah, Phil Lord, who was one of the writers for The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which was one of the movies that was nominated for that feature, he was pissed about that. He went off on the Academy on Twitter, and
that's like dissing the entire industry, though. And
it
the industry
is
it's so big.
And the worst part was, like, one of the other films that were nominated for their category was like not a children's film, like in the least. Like, it was a very dark picture. I don't remember what it was called, but it was very adult themed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, like, you know, we've talked about, like, Evangelion, and that's not a kid's show.
No.
But then, like, outside of that, there's, like, you even have Ghibli movies that are, like, the most accessible anime movies that are, like, very, like...
Okay, so on the topic of Ghibli, this is... man, we are just going off on a real tangent right now.
All right, this was going to be a short episode. We only have 3 news stories.
Yeah,
so
but this is a really fucking funny story. So about a little over a month ago, I watched Princess Mononoke for the first time. Absolutely loved it.
That's on my list. I gotta watch that.
So good. Like, I was honestly blown away. Like, I was like, I didn't know movies could be this good.
It's just another reason to get HBO Max instead of Netflix.
So I was telling my DCM co-host Howard about it, and we were discussing it, and he brought up the fact that a couple years ago he was working at, like, an after school program for kids. And this little girl had come up to him, and she had told him, she said something like, "I watched Princess Mononoke last night," and he was like, "Oh, that's cool," you know, not knowing what she meant was Princess Mononoke, and she was talking about, like, "Oh yeah, he had the wolf," and he then the gears start to click, the turn for him, you know, he's like, "Princess Mononoke?" And she's like, "Yeah." And for anyone who's seen Princess Mononoke, it's a very violent film. It's not the kind of movie you'd show to a kid that young. And the kid's going like, "Yeah, it was my 5th birthday party was themed around it." And like, "Oh, okay."
What the fuck?
Yeah, people literally get decapitated in that film.
I've like seen clips of it in like video essays and stuff. Yeah, actually, that reminds me. There's actually an entire area in Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, that is like directly themed around that.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Like the enemies, they look like the bandaged people, whatever you call them,
the lepers.
The lepers, yeah. They're the Sunken Clan or whatever. But it looks exactly the same, and it's in like the same kind of setting too.
Very nice.
Yeah, but bro, I was gonna say get HBO Max. Anyone? Yeah. Delete your Netflix.
Exactly.
Delete. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Delete Netflix.
Delete
Let's get rid
as
of
a
it.
company. Yeah, I agree.
Elon, you know what to do.
No, we don't like Elon Musk here, Ryan.
Yeah, you're right. I don't like Elon Musk. Elon Musk sucks.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
All right. Well,
we've been on. We're 20 minutes into the recording. We've done 2 news stories. Jesus Christ.
Okay, we got to make up for it somehow.
I know.
Kind of an offbeat news item. Toho's official Godzilla web store finally has an option for international shipping. They now have a proxy service built into the website. What is that?
Buyee.
Buyee? All right.
You know, like interviewee. Buyee.
Oh, all right. Buyee. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
There you go.
Which will ship the product to their warehouse, then to you. This has been the reason I haven't purchased anything from the store yet, and now that it is an option, I can't wait to see how much goddamn money I spend. Yeah, I remember you were talking to me about this. So
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna be a
very
slippery
exciting.
slope. I still haven't touched anything, but the moment I do, it's gonna be a slippery goddamn slope. Let me tell you.
Yeah. And I think this happened almost immediately after I bought the Gigan 50th merch.
Oh yeah,
You told me about it, and then I was thinking to myself, like, I should buy more Godzilla merch because I don't really
yeah.
have any.
I mean, the
It,
biggest.
it's weird. Like I'm like a, we run this podcast, so we're fans,
Yeah.
and I barely own any Godzilla merch because I'm just lazy. I have
The
more
main thing for
posters than I
me.
do T-shirts.
The main thing for me that I really want is the special effects books. They've been doing them for a while now. I want to say since like 2014. They've been publishing these like books that have like behind the scenes pictures and like promotional pictures of like basically every monster that Toho owns. Like, let me double check. Like, I know the first one they did was big surprise Godzilla 1954. Um, Toho special effects books. What's the most recent one they did? So they currently have 78 of them. The most recent books they have are Baragon and Kamacuras. Those two came out last August.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've been doing them ever since 2017. Sorry, but
Oh,
yeah,
so that's pretty recent.
yeah,
Or at least it feels recent, even though 2017 was like a bajillion years ago.
I know, but yeah, I really want those books. Um,
Well, now you can get them,
Now
and
I can
so
get
can
them.
you, listener.
Yeah, I don't even think they're like that expensive too. I think they're like $20.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
The shipping's probably going to be
yeah. I mean, the shipping's
something.
really the biggest issue, especially because you're using a proxy service.
Yeah. But I mean, cuz I mean the thing is that like, if you ever wanted to get something anyways, you'd have to pay like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you'd have to pay it to get imported from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be at least a little bit less expensive, but the same amount of, but just like less effort.
Right. So, oh well.
But that's very exciting.
Yeah, we'll keep you the listeners apprised of how much money we spend at the Godzilla store. Maybe that can be a new segment, just tallying up the amount of money we've spent after a certain amount of time.
Do I want Godzilla merch or do I want to pay rent? We'll see.
It's a difficult decision for sure.
Do you have financing options?
But yeah, that's it for
Or
the
this
news.
$30 t-shirt you finance.
Listen, it's a cool T-shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's it for the news this week.
Mhm.
Which is surprising because we took a week off, so it's really weird that there's so little news. But oh well.
It's just a big old lull.
Yeah, I'm sure there's news I'm forgetting, but
There's
well.
one that I was going to talk about.
Oh yeah. My bad. Go on.
There was so anyone who knows me or has been listening to this show, I like coffee, and a while back I got the Godzilla branded coffee, and I tried it, and I really liked the Odo Island blend, which is the Godzilla one, which is the dark roast, because I'm sad. And this past week, there was the Godzilla Instagram account had a story up where they showed a picture of the Godzilla Odo Island decaf blend, and the artwork was significantly cooler, and I am so sad because I do not drink decaf. That's about it. I don't even know if it.
I can't enjoy
It's
my
not on the
coffee
story yet.
unless the packaging looks cool.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing, but I don't know. It's sad. Put it on a poster. I'll buy the poster.
There you go.
Yeah, or maybe like a postcard or something. You know. But yeah, That's the news story.
That's
I
the
don't even
news.
know if it's real. It could have just been fan art because it's not on the story yet.
Oh, well.
But I mean, it might be real.
I mean, if it
I
was
don't
on the
know.
Instagram, I imagine it's real.
It probably is. It's probably real. They didn't give a date or anything. I
Mm.
just saw that they just posted it.
We'll
But
have to
yeah.
check
So
back
so
every
anyone
single day.
so anyone who likes coffee but doesn't drink caffeinated coffee, this is your time,
There you go.
and I can be sad and jealous. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the
That's the
news.
news. It's time to talk
Mhm.
about season 2 of Netflix's Ultraman. Now, I wanna say, so I'm aware that like pretty much every other time we reviewed something on this show, we're never quite sure how to start things off.
Yeah. Well, I
But
was
this
thinking we
time
could just briefly talk about our thoughts of the first season.
I don't remember my
We
thoughts the first
never.
season because it was fucking 3 years ago.
That's
Moving
true.
on.
I can tell you exactly what I thought because I still remember how I
Okay,
thought. I said what happened and why,
nice.
but also it was pretty fun to watch. I
Yeah.
remember actually enjoying like watching the
Yeah.
first season. I just had no idea what was
Yeah.
happening.
So I actually I kind of I had this thought at work because let me tell you, it was a slow fucking day at work today to the point where I grabbed an envelope from underneath the register and wrote a bunch of notes. um, we'll get to those though. So, I think something happened between the first and second season for me at least, and I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on this on season 2 because the thing that happened, I know what it is, and it's and so far for the time being, it's exclusive to me. So 3 years ago when season 1 came out, I watched it. I was like, hey, this was pretty cool. It's that was about my reaction, but
Okay.
in those 3 years, I have now watched Ultra Q, Ultraman, Ultra 7, Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, and half of Ultraman Leo.
Uh-huh.
And now, coming back to watch season 2 3 years later with, you know, 7, I think that's 7. 7 Showa Ultra series under my belt. Now I'm just like, okay, I can't be bothered to like be interested in this series anymore because like I would just rather be watching, Ultraman proper essentially,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Cuz like I feel like this is almost too far removed from like like the original Ultraman to work as a proper follow-up, which it is. It's supposed to be a sequel series to the original Ultraman, and it's so like tonally far gone from that show that they are entirely different shows.
Yeah.
But they feel like two totally different universes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
I think you
that's
and I are coming from complete opposite ends of the spectrum
we
here.
are. That's why I was interested to know what your thoughts were on this because I was like again I liked the first season well enough, but this one I was like pretty lukewarm on.
Right.
And I have other reasons for that as well, obviously. But also like this is not this is not the first time I've noticed this being the case. Like friend of the show, Jared, when season 1 was coming out, he had no interest in it whatsoever because he was like, I would rather just watch, Ultraman, just regular Ultraman. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. And then my friend Winnie, who when she was living in China as a kid, she grew up watching Tiga, and she watched the first episode of season 1 and did not care for it in the least. And she likes anime too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's my starter for this discussion.
Okay. I mean, I don't really. I don't know. See, I watched it all in one day,
Mhm.
and my thoughts were, "Wow, that was stupid, but it was not a waste of time."
Okay.
Um, I think the biggest thing for me that I just could not get past was just how inconsistent the show looks, like visually,
I
and
almost
like,
want to like go back and rewatch at least a sum of season 1 cuz like
yeah,
the
I don't remember
animation.
it looking like this,
Yeah, it
at least
was.
the first season.
I remember the animation in season 1 being like really stiff, but it looked really good
Yeah.
during like action scenes. And now it's like it's both better and worse in season 2 because it's not stiff anymore, because it looks like they've mocapped everything. So now
They
everything
definitely
looks
mocapped
yeah,
it, yeah.
now everything looks too smooth and unnatural.
Yeah. It's like that scene from Evangelion 3. What was it, 3.0 plus
Mhm.
1.0? Um when they like near the end of it where they do the transition to like mocap stuff and it just looks
Mm,
so fucking weird.
yeah. But
Um
except this is
y-
for the whole show.
yeah, this is for the whole show and it's not there for any stylistic well, I mean it
Yeah.
is there for stylistic purpose, but I mean in Evangelion it was there
It's
on purpose for a
it's
very
more
specific reason.
there in this for fucking budgetary reasons is my guess.
Yeah, I like the thing about it is that like the whole time, like the story is not hard, like it's not very complex, and I don't really care about the characters, but it was on some level like entertaining to watch just because of how fucking weird it was.
Mhm.
Like I don't really know. I don't like I didn't it's one of those things where I didn't like dislike it like intensely, but I also didn't like it. Like I'll never watch it again.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of like I did enjoy it more than Trigger. I will tell you that.
Okay. They're kind of on par for me, I think.
I the thing about Trigger was that it was so long
Mhm.
and a lot of it was so boring
Right.
that it just ruined any part that wasn't.
Fair enough.
This this show, the season 2 was 6 episodes, which is half the length of season 1,
Yes.
and each episode is 20 minutes.
Mhm.
So it went by very fast. Um and like for me, if something is like not great, the fact that it is short saves it. Um but yeah, I don't know. It was it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, fine
I have a
is
feeling I have a feeling that if I watch all the Ultraman, Showa series, then I'll enjoy it a whole lot more, which is on my list of things to do. I own a whole bunch of them, and
you
I just
sure
have to get on
do.
watching it. So, gonna do that, and maybe someday I'll look back and
Hey Brian,
my mind will change.
Brian,
What?
let's do a funny haha challenge.
Okay.
Uh let's see if you can start and finish Ultraman before I can finish Ultraman Leo, because I have been stuck and in like halfway through Leo for like almost a year now.
Dave, you will be very surprised by how much I will go out of my way to beat you in a challenge.
All right, you know what? That's fair. So that
Honestly,
means
if this was a legitimate challenge, I would literally drop all of my plans tonight and
just
just
to
watch
watch
it.
Ultraman.
Yes.
It's haha, it's all part of my plan, Brian, to finally get you to watch it.
Yeah, so we can make more content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta respect the grind, Brian.
I will actually put the Pacific Rim the Black review on I will take it hostage
My
because I'll
God.
just be too busy watching all the Ultraman shows.
We'll have to put the next episode on another week's hiatus because you're too busy watching Ultraman.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for, Dave. I'll do it.
All right.
Well, do we want to talk specifics about the show?
Sure. I The first 2 episodes for sure did not leave a very good impression on me because
No.
nothing fucking happened.
Yeah, I
I
completely
feel like
agree.
a lot of
There
like
was
nothing
actually
really happens.
there was one part that I actually did laugh at though.
Okay.
It was the part where Kotaro and Azumi were in the airport and Azumi fucking slapped him across the
That was
face.
pretty good. That was
I
pretty
thought that
good.
was so funny. But like I don't know if I mean it was definitely trying to be funny, but it was
Mhm.
funny. That was good. Yeah.
I do like I think Kotaro might be my favorite out of the ultras, but
Yeah,
like
he
I
was cool.
don't I don't fucking understand like his fire ability.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
like
ask you about that. Is that like a thing in anything else?
okay, so here's the thing. I've watched Ultraman Orb and I've watched Ultraman Z. So the thing, as you've seen in Trigger, you know, a lot of the newer generation Ultraman have like different forms they can take on for different with different abilities. And a lot of the times, so at least in Orb and in Zet, those forms they take on the abilities of other Ultra. So I'm trying to think of like a specific example. I think. All right, I'm gonna have to look it up because like I literally cannot think of a specific example. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring up Ultraman Z and tell you about one of his forms. Okay, so for Ultraman Z, his main go-to form is Alpha Edge, and it uses the powers of Ultra 7, Ultraman Leo, and Ultraman Zero. So stuff like that. And a lot of this, so in both in Zet and Orb, using Taro's abilities, give them fire abilities. And then I watched Ultraman Taro, and out of like I don't even know how long of a series Ultraman Taro is. Let me see. It's it's a couple. It's 50 out of 53 episodes of Ultraman Taro. Ultraman Taro only uses fire once. So I don't know what the link between Ultraman Taro and fire is.
Huh.
It's not like it's not like a goddamn signature move or something. I've never understood it.
That is weird.
It's very weird. I don't get it.
Because like from the impression that that the show gave me was that was just like a thing. Like
I
he's just
know.
the fire. That's like he's the fire Ultraman.
I know, but he's not. I mean, maybe that's a
Doesn't make any
thing.
sense.
Maybe that they make that a thing in like not Ultra Galaxy Fight, Mega Monster Battle, because that's where they start like kind of expanding the Ultraman universe, as it were. But like in the original Ultraman Taro, that is not a thing. That is absolutely not a thing.
That is so weird.
Yeah. So
that's. I mean, he was to his credit though, Ultraman Taro. He was definitely the most fun to watch.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, he kind of replaced Seiji in that regard because Seiji didn't fucking do anything until like the last 2 episodes.
Is that the kid with the robot arm?
Yeah, Ultraman Ace.
Yeah.
Like
I find him incredibly obnoxious.
Oh, I love Seiji. I like him because he's obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't do anything until like the last 2 episodes where he saved the day out of basically out of nowhere.
Okay.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
I have to like go back and rewatch season 1. I'm not doing that just to see where he left off in season 1 because he was with Bemilar all of a sudden, and I don't remember that being a thing. But okay, sure.
Bemlar is still cool.
He is still cool.
I like him.
You
I
know,
don't know what he is, but he's cool.
he's an alien. I mean, in the
I knew he
original
was an alien.
Ultraman, he's the first monster that Ultraman fights, and he's not
Oh,
an
really?
alien. Yeah, he's just a big
Huh.
lizard monster.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's got tiny fucking arms. Like, imagine T-Rex arms, but even like smaller.
Huh. Petite.
Yeah. I did
All right.
I did think it was kind of cool that Bemilar sacrificed himself, even though he didn't really do anything the whole season either. But okay,
He kind of just shows up there at the
he
end.
really does.
Like you see him once, like near the beginning, and like he doesn't say anything or do anything, and then he just comes back.
Yeah, because he's just vibing with Seiji, like watching Pedant like make his proclamation to Earth.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
speaking,
I was gonna ask you about the villain. I have no idea what the deal is with the villain. Who
So-
is that?
I mean, his name is Pedant. He is based on Alien Pedon from, I believe, Ultra 7. Let me just double check that.
And also, why does he show his why does he act like the Joker?
The Joker, my God.
Also, why does he like show his eyes sometimes, but then like
I
not?
couldn't tell you, Brian.
Because I guarantee he tries to do it to be like intimidating, but it just looks goofy.
Hmm.
He's like, "Ooh, look at me, I've got eyeballs."
I think he's
got
I think
I
he's
got 4 of 'em.
visually cooler than the Ace Killer Squad from the first season, but I don't think he's like as memorable / interesting as the Ace Killer Squad. Because
I
like
thought he looked cool, but I did not get like I didn't.
I mean,
He
he's
didn't
just
really-
doing a basic alien invasion plot. That's all he's doing,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say. Is that the actual like plot of this season was very like, what's the word?
Boring?
Bland. Yeah, bland.
Um,
The only thing that I was like completely like floored by was the fucking blue lady.
oh,
And
Maya.
I'm just so confused.
I liked Maya. She was cool. She was probably my favorite character this season.
I just didn't. I was just confused.
And you know, speaking of Maya, I'm kind of going down my list of notes here. I'll read this one verbatim because I like how I worded it. Literally, who the fuck are any of Pedant's lackeys other than Maya?
Yeah, that was weird. Like they like occasionally you'd like send like some henchmen, and then they would build them up to be like big boys, and
Yeah.
then they just died. They just died
Yeah,
immediately.
immediately.
See, that's the thing is that like this show like it like builds things a little bit, and then it's just immediately resolved like
Mhm.
5 seconds later, and it's just like all right.
And I mean,
Okay.
that's probably like a result of it being such a short season. So
Yeah.
I don't blame
Well, I think
them.
that's I say that as like a bad thing, but like it's actually kind of a good thing because it just means that it's over faster and there's no like meandering.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have hated this so much more if the story did more meandering.
Yeah,
Like,
I probably
if it
would have
had
too.
more. If it had like, if like the same things happened in the same order, but things were just spread out more, I would hate it so much.
Yeah, like they had more padding. So
Like, can you imagine if this story was 13 episodes?
yeah, no, that would have been not
That's
good.
why I don't want to go back and watch the first season because I looked at it and it was 13 episodes. I was like,
But I don't remember it being like padded out. I remember it like it was pretty consistent in its storytelling.
Yeah,
I could be
well,
wrong.
I do remember the. I don't know. I would have to rewatch it, but I don't feel like doing that right now.
Neither do I.
Maybe
I might go-
I'll
I
get
might go
some
back-
of the.
I might go back and finally read the manga, but
Uh,
I don't know. If
I was
I'll-
gonna say I might watch a couple of the Showa series, and then I might go give the show a rewatch, and see what I think.
I think
I don't know.
absolutely do that.
Yeah, maybe, perhaps. See. All right, what other notes you got?
Hilarious how Reina got shafted and wasn't at all important.
Yeah.
Because she was like a big part of the first season, with Shinjiro, and then she gets kidnapped by Pedant at the beginning with everyone else,
Well,
and
also,
that's it.
Shinjiro was barely in the show too,
But that's also true. But I mean,
which I'm okay with because I didn't like him very
he is
much.
a very boring protagonist. But it worked because they gave more of the spotlight to Kotaro, and I don't
Yeah.
mind that because I liked Kotaro. He was a fun character.
I think Kotaro is a much better main character.
Yeah.
Because like he, he his girlfriend died, like flat out.
Yes.
So that's sad. And apparently Bemlar can't help with that.
Yeah. That's a shame.
That bastard. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, what are you gonna do? He's a fireman or something.
Or something.
Yeah, I still don't understand how that even happened. Like, so the way that the fire dude happens is that like he gets shot by that gun thing.
Yeah.
And then like it shows like him being like erased or whatever, and then at the last second before he's erased, there's like a fire dude. And then it like stops it, and then he becomes the fire dude. And then
yeah. I mean,
I don't
know, man.
I don't know what that shit is. That was weird.
I couldn't tell you.
So, question, because I don't know like anything,
Mm-hmm.
but like, is Maya in anything else, or is she original to this show?
I mean, I believe yes and no. Let me double check on that.
Because it feels like it's an original thing to this show, and if it's not, then that's I wouldn't. I don't know.
Oh god, hold on a second.
And also the very confused by the weird like maid ladies running around with masks,
yeah.
but male voices.
I did like those guys were cool.
They were pretty cool. They had the Star Wars speeders there at the end.
Wait. Okay, she I think is original, but I'm pretty sure the alien alien water
race.
I don't think the race is new. Let me double check that.
Because like I'm gonna be real with you, Maya is a character that I can only see existing in anime form.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the aliens that she is, the alien race that she is a part of, being a thing. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm actually not seeing it, but the thing is, like, the Wateron sounds familiar, so I don't know.
I don't know. You would know this.
I would probably.
If anyone knows, send us a message on one of our social medias that we'll mention at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. Wateron sounds familiar, but the thing is, I watched most of the Showa Ultraman series in like quick succession, so like
that's a bad idea.
Kind of blended together for them, more or less.
You never do that, Dave.
Hey, I liked it. It was still a fun time the whole time. So
that's why you don't watch. You just don't watch all the shows like back to back, because then you'll forget what is what.
Well, I said more or less. Like I watched a show in between.
This is the Evangelion problem. This is why you don't watch the show and then the rebuild movies back to back. You don't do it. That's what happens.
My next point is how the ending theme is a goddamn bop.
Yeah.
Fucking loved Transcending Time. Probably the highlight of the show for me.
What, the ending? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great song. I found it on Spotify. I immediately saved it.
I did not skip it, so
that's fair.
That's my review.
Oh my god. I totally forgot about something. So I wanted to say this at the top of the discussion, but I totally forgot. So I'm saying it now. When this show came out 2 weeks ago, a Twitter account by the name of Tokusatsu Gifts posted a GIF from the ending of season 2 of Ultraman with all the Ultramen dancing, and I saw so many people retweeting this, being like, actually, this isn't tokusatsu, and it's like, yeah, no shit. They probably know it's not tokusatsu. They don't need you being like, these guys are stupid. No, just stop. You're outing yourselves as assholes. There's no reason to do that. Yes,
so
we're
obnoxious.
aware it's not actually tokusatsu, but it is tokusatsu adjacent. We here on Talking Toku have an extremely loose definition of tokusatsu. We know that Ultraman.
We talked about fucking Rampage.
We did. And that's not tokusatsu in any shape or form.
No.
But yeah, it's like there's no reason to like get all huffy about that. You're treading the line of being gatekeepy, and I don't like that.
Reminds me of the meme you sent me of the thing on Twitter where it was like,
the r slash
Godzilla
thing.
Me who hasn't watched a single Godzilla movie. Yeah,
that was something. But
it turns out that the Godzilla community and the tokusatsu community at large can be very nice, but also fucking obnoxious at the same time, like every other community.
Very much so.
You know what though? We're still better than Star Wars, which is not a very high bar.
No, it's really not. That's why I try not to interact with Star Wars fans ever.
You see, like Ultraman Season 2, the best thing that saves us is that we're small. It's a small community.
It is true. Comparatively, it is, yes.
If it was a bigger community, like longer, like double the size, probably be a lot more unbearable.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. That was my connection back to Ultraman Season 2.
That was
it's pretty slick, I know.
It was fine. I've heard better, I've heard worse.
Yeah.
That gets a 5 out of 10 for me.
Just stumbling my way through through this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other I'm trying to think of if the big old robot was
the Golden
cool.
Fortress, which is just King Joe, but it's called the Golden Fortress.
I was gonna ask you if that was King Joe because it kind of looked like it.
Well, I told you it was King Joe when we covered the trailer for this a couple weeks ago.
Oh right. Oh, I'm putting it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was cool. Like, it's kind of hard to go wrong with giant robots.
Yeah.
I like how it just had a bunch of lasers.
That was pretty cool. I did like that.
I was like, you know what? If you have a giant robot and you want to optimize it for city destruction, that is how you do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's all I have to really say about it. It was fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And that's why
I do hope season 3 is better though, because this is one of those shows that like I want to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like if they put like a lot of effort into it, then it could be really good.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
So thus far they like haven't.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, but that being said though, like. You and I don't really remember season 1 all that much. So, in comparison to season 2, it could be really good or whatever. Better. It's probably better for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do hope season 3 is good.
Yeah. So the thing is like, I'm probably going to start reading the manga again. But the thing is about it, like, the artwork in the manga is so incredible. And then in this, it's like, I don't know why they decided to do it. Like, please, like, go look up some artwork from the manga right now and tell me how much better it looks than the anime itself. I'll wait.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're looking at, but yeah.
Oh wow. No, that's the real deal.
Yeah, so I don't know why they decided for this to give you, and it's not the animation. We covered the animation. Animation and art style are two very different things. It's the art
Yeah.
style I take issue with in the show. It's boring. It's like the environments are so fucking lifeless,
Yeah.
and like a lot of the characters, if they're in the Ultraman suits look very, very good. But if it's anything that's not an Ultraman suit or like a kaiju slash alien or whatever, they're all like they all just look really boring and generic.
Yeah, yeah, the problem with the show, like, yeah, the show, like, I didn't care, like, the actual, like, cityscapes or the environments completely, like, you throw, like, they're on screen and throw them in the garbage. Like, I don't
Yeah.
remember anything. The only like physical space that I remember in the entire show is the fucking like tea house thing. That's it. Um, but yeah, nothing in the show like looks pleasing to me.
Mm.
But yeah, looking at the artwork from the manga, I definitely see what you're saying. It is significantly better. God damn. Fuck you, Dave. Now I want to read this.
You're welcome. I mean, hey, next time you come over, maybe I'll lend you some of them.
That is a big thing to offer because you will not see them again for years.
I know, but if I've already read them, it's not like I'm gonna reread them again so soon.
Fair enough.
So whatever.
Oh my god, this art is insane.
You still looking?
I am.
That's funny.
I'm going through the covers right now. This is insane.
Yeah. You want to know a fun fact about it?
Yeah.
So the author slash artists of the Ultraman manga, they got their start doing a Kamen Rider manga in very much the same vein. And it was just a fan comic at that time. And then Toei told him to fuck off because Toei wasn't making any money off of it. Spoiler alert, the artists weren't making any money off of it either. It was totally free fan made thing. So when they got a cease and desist from Toei, Super Eye Productions came in and were like, "Hey, you want to do an Ultraman thing, an officially licensed Ultraman thing?" And obviously they were like, "Hell yeah, we do." So yeah, that's that's how the Ultraman manga came about.
I love it.
I'm pretty much done with this.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything more to say in Ultraman season 2.
Yeah, I'm also done. I don't know. It's one of those things. Much like Trigger, there's not a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah.
Sincerely hope that the third season improves.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe change up the art style a bit.
I doubt it.
Maybe they probably won't. Maybe improve the animation at least.
That would be nice. That would be very nice.
I mean, maybe if they get an increased budget, which is very unlikely.
It's Netflix. It's slim to none.
Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll get picked up by a different distribution platform. If no, probably not. If they've already officially
they already announced season 3, so I doubt it.
Probably not happening. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, fuck it, Brian. Let's talk about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Dude, I was gonna say we should do an impromptu short review right now. We watched it.
Yeah, we watched together. And
so
I don't think
so
it
a
was
little background.
Go for it.
A little background. Dave and I have been wanting to rewatch this movie for who knows how long. Probably since we saw it.
Yeah, and we specifically even wanted to rewatch it drunk. And Brian and I were struggling to find out what to do, because I had suggested going to see the Northman, and Brian said he didn't want to go to the movies while he was back home. He only had a couple days, and that's understandable.
And And the day that we hung out, there was also a possibility that I would be going out again
Also that
with
too. Yes.
some other friends, which never ended up happening because I got very high.
Yeah.
Uh,
um.
but the funniest fucking thing that happened to me all week, and it was a weekend of funny things happening to me, but it was you saying, "Hey Brian, come here," and then you just fucking
No, no,
shuffling
no,
out of your
hold on,
room
hold on.
like a goddamn
No, hold on, hold on,
gremlin saying,
hold on.
"All
No, no,
right,
no,
do we want to watch?" All right.
So you're getting ahead of yourself. So we
Okay.
finally, because so we were, like I said, we were playing Lego Star Wars.
Right.
I was playing Lego Star Wars, and Brian was on the couch watching me play Lego Star Wars, and I felt bad because I was the only one playing. He's like, no, I don't care, and finally.
I was on Bumble the whole time.
You were on, yeah. So finally, a thought, a light bulb goes off over my head, and I'm like, Brian, I think it's time. I think it's time to watch Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom drunk, because I had plenty of alcohol at my house, and begrudgingly he agreed to do it. So we decided, all right, we'll eat dinner, and then the fun times will begin.
Yeah.
And then
a disclaimer is that I was very hungover.
He was very much hungover. You woke up in Cambridge at like 1 o'clock the day after, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I had been up drinking until like 2 a.m.
Woke up at a stranger's house, more or less.
And also, the day before, I was up for 33 hours straight.
Yep. So Brian was feeling great, clearly.
I was feeling awesome. So good.
So after dinner, another light bulb goes off over my head, and I go into my room. I'm like, Brian, come here. He leans in close and I go, all right.
I was coming up the stairs, and you were like, "Hey, Brian, I have a question for you."
I have a very, very important question for you.
You come out of your room with your hands like on your door frame. You're like, "All right, Brian, do you want to watch this movie drunk, or do you want to watch it high?" And I'm like, oh my god!
You didn't even like hesitate. It was like an immediate like. I was like, let's watch it high.
I was like, let's watch it high, because I was like, I had drank so much, dude.
Yeah, and honestly, like I still think it's a terrible fucking movie, but I think our experience was way better high than it would have been had we been drunk. Like had we been drunk, I think we would have gotten angry at the movie.
No, that's what I told you, is that we when we were watching it, or maybe when it was after and we were talking about it, I said I feel like if I watched this while drinking, I'd be pissed off.
Oh god. But
man, did we have
it was a top fucking blast.
Top tier fucking commentary.
Literally
the best meme.
Oh my god, the meme. All right, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. But I essentially became Zach Psychic Pebbles Hadel, and like every time something like of note happened, I turned to Brian like, Brian, what would you do in this situation? And it was all, and his answers was always like, I'd spit, or I'd shit on them. Oh my god!
No, you asked me. Oh no, you asked me if what I would do if I saw like the Brachiosaurus. I'd be like, I'd spit on it.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, that was after the movie. That was when we watched the first episode of Camp Cretaceous.
Oh no, that's right. We did watch that.
Which is still now in my continue watching on Netflix.
We'll talk about that later.
But yeah,
hey, you know what? At this rate, we're gonna hit that hour and a half.
We really are. But yeah, we came up with our new favorite in joke.
Yeah, the new favorite in joke was it was every time something happened that was a reference to another movie.
Yeah, like nostalgia bait.
Because this is a new Jurassic Park movie that's like every 5 minutes. We would point at the screen and go, "Oh, it's just like the thing from the other movie. That's my favorite scene in the movie." And we would always end it.
No, you missed it. It's my favorite scene. It's my favorite scene in the whole entire movie. Out of those two keywords. Two keywords.
The whole entire movie. You'd say it every fucking time because it's your favorite scene in the entire movie. Oh my god.
Oh, we were fucking dying at that. It was incredible.
Oh, it was so funny.
And Brian and I, a couple week like a week ago, a new trailer for Jurassic World Dominion dropped, and I sent it to Brian, and we both agree we're gonna go. Brian's back in Washington at this point. We're not seeing the movie together, but we both agree we're going to see it high.
Yeah, we are. I think that what I said was that I've never gone and actually bought weed like on my own accord, but I will actually do it this time.
And I
for
told,
this
yeah, and I told you
occasion.
that was a good reason to buy it for the first time, was to see fucking Jurassic World.
Because I like to drink. Okay, not like a problem, but more like I like to appreciate alcohol.
Yeah,
and I drink on the weekends, but weed is good for like watching a movie and like not forgetting it the night after.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that watching this high was probably the best decision, because I remember the whole thing, and I remember how out of my mind I was watching it.
Yeah.
And like the commentary was so funny.
Yeah, and let me tell you, like you are correct, and this is about to turn into a fucking podcast about watching movies on drugs. I have now watched both The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones stoned out of my mind, and oh my god, they were some of the most fun times I've had watching those movies. Like, I unironically like the prequel trilogy, but watching them high is like a totally different, incredible experience.
It's because, like, for me at least, when I get high, I become a comedian. I'm actually funny, somewhat.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm watching this by myself. Like, I'm watching it alone.
Oh, you watch it by yourself?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do. I might do it. I'll do it with the next Jurassic World for sure.
Like the Phantom Menace, I like. The Phantom Menace, I had like convinced myself that it was actually a fucking masterpiece of film. And then with Attack of the Clones, I like. Every bit of dialogue was like, that is the cheesiest shit anyone's ever written. How did this movie get made? I still enjoyed it, but I was like, wow, this movie fucking sucks. But yeah, it was the time, and I cannot wait. I legitimately am excited to see Jurassic World Dominion now.
I am so excited to pay money to go see this movie in theaters. Potentially $20 US.
Yeah, and let me just double check. I want to double check the June 10th is when it releases. And actually, when I need a calendar. Give me a calendar. Because we have to do an episode on it, right?
We do.
We can't not do an episode on Jurassic World.
Should I go see it? Should I go see it opening night?
I'm probably going to.
Oh my god. Wait,
what
is opening night now that I'm thinking about it?
I will have to check on that, because they might not even be on sale yet. I'm not sure, because it's still a month out. Let me see. Jurassic World tickets.
You can fly here and go see it with me.
I'm not going to do that.
Aw, man.
It doesn't look like tickets are on sale yet. But
maybe I can drag Corey to go see it with me.
Oh my god.
You would hate it so much.
Guess most theaters do it like the Wednesday before. Wednesday, usually like Wednesday or Thursday before is when they usually do it. So it'd work for me because I work right next door to a movie theater, so I can just get out and go right in.
Well, I actually live about a 5-minute walk away from a theater.
There you go.
Yeah, it's down the street to the right, and then take another right, and then you're there.
Can't wait to... This is bad that I'm about to say this. Can't wait to take edibles while I'm at work so they kick in right as the movie starts.
Oh.
Doing drugs at work. Let's go.
I'm going to walk there, and before I walk out the door, I'm going to take them.
Good call.
So. Or I could just smoke a fat blunt and see what that is on the way over.
You could do that.
Dude, it's fucking Washington. No one's going to look twice.
No, I'm aware of that. All right. Okay. I don't have anything else to say about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, except that it's still a shitty movie.
The first episode of Camp Cretaceous that we watched was really funny.
It was barely anything. Oh, the kid who was like just fucking obsessed with dinosaurs would not shut up about them.
Loves dinosaurs. But I remember my first comment about the camp counselor. We were watching it, and there's like this camp counselor who's like thick, and I said there is 100% absolutely porn of her.
Oh,
and you were just like, and you looked at me, you're just like, well, there's only one way to find out.
And then
I'm like, oh god.
And I don't think we ever actually found out.
No, I'm too scared to look.
Coward.
I don't want to. It's a fucking kid show. I'm not gonna. No way.
I mean, that's fair.
I don't want to end up on a watch list.
Fair enough. But
I do have one thing to say about the movie is that the "They're Like Me" line is still funny.
It's still fucking hilarious. We had to when we saw that scene was coming up, we were like, all right, shut the fuck up.
Dude,
we had to let it happen.
I was so fucking psyched. I was so excited, like unironically, to get to that point.
Oh my god.
And because we were so high, and I remember I took a hit of your vape pen too. And it was before the part where the Indoraptor was like being like a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah.
And it was just so bizarre to watch.
I think I explicitly took a hit for that line too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was like it smiles at the camera. Like it looks at the camera and smiles at it.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But man, it was fun. It was a good time.
It was a great time.
I would definitely do it again for sure. All right.
I think that's it for.
That's it.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add on Jurassic World. I have nothing else to add on Ultraman Season 2.
Well, you got a 2-for-1 review this episode.
Yeah,
you didn't even know that
the second one was totally unhinged and not at all professional.
No, I mean, let's be real. You've seen Jurassic World Fallen.
Yeah.
If you're watching or listening to this, you've seen it.
Probably. But yeah.
Probably. Everyone sees those movies.
So yeah, we still managed to make it under an hour and a half. So I consider that a win.
It was a win.
If there's anything else, I'm ready to wrap up if you are, Brian.
New kaiju thing that I'm checking out. Oh, I ordered the Godzilla.
I meant like wrap up the podcast.
I wanted to say one thing because I didn't mention I got the. Wait, did I mention that I got the hot chocolate at the beginning of the show? Or was that before we hit record?
I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Anyways, in case I did or I didn't, you'll figure it out in post. I ordered the Godzilla hot chocolate, so we'll look out for a food review on that one.
Yeah, just like the food review you promised last time and never delivered on.
Well, I gave one on the podcast. I talked about the 3 different coffees. I didn't do it on the Instagram page. But
Fair.
I still have the pictures of the thumbs up and thumbs down.
Oh, really?
I just never posted them because I'm a lazy bitch.
Gotcha.
But I'm excited about that. So when I get it, which is probably like sometime mid this week, I'll post something about it. Maybe.
All right.
Perhaps.
All right,
we'll see.
Sounds good.
It's my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
The whole entire movie.
All right. Well, that's all I had to talk about.
I'm almost tempted to bring a notepad with me into Jurassic World Dominion and keep note of every time I think that in my head.
Dave, I'm just thinking about you fucking high out of your mind watching this movie with like a pen hanging off your ear and then just a notepad. You look like a fucking dork.
Biggest fucking smile on my face. Just the stupidest looking smile. Giggling to myself at Jurassic World. My God.
And in your head, the one thing that's that you're thinking about is
the whole
my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
Oh
Yeah.
God! All right, we gotta end this goddamn show, man.
We really, really do.
All right, that's been Talking Toku. Hope you guys enjoyed. We certainly did. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Talking Toku. I said I was gonna start updating those more often, and I still have not.
We're really
Oops.
bad at pushing our brand here.
I'm bad at social media management.
I'm bad at management and social
Fair
media.
enough. Fair enough.
Separate, not
Yeah.
together.
Separate, but also together.
So, okay, if you can say so.
All right. Anyways, yeah, that's it, everyone. I'm David.
I'm Brian.
It's my favorite scene in the whole entire movie.
What's your favorite scene in the whole entire movie?
Tell us in the comments. Tweet us.
Tell us in the comments.
Tweet at us what your favorite scene in the whole entire movie is. What movie?
Comment.
I don't know. Choose. Could be any movie. Could be a TV
Up
show.
to you. Yeah.
All right.
Who cares?
Goodbye.
Bye.